Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk a little bit about recording, specifically recording demos. A friend of mine contacted me recently. She's a singer-songwriter, and she wondered about making songwriter demos. She wanted to have demos that she could submit that are very good quality, but she doesn't have a lot of money to spend either on equipment or on studio time. And she asked me if there's an alternative that I could come up with for her. And that got me thinking, and the reality is yeah, you can do an awful lot with making quality demo recordings without spending a lot of money. As a matter of fact, you can do it spending almost nothing. You see, a while back, things started to change in the music industry. There was a time when if you wanted a good recording, you had to spend top dollar. But things have changed. Now we're in a new world where it's easy to record. I worked for a major retailer of musical equipment, and my specific job was to help people with their recording and their live sound needs. The way my boss would have looked at it is my job was to make sure that everybody that I talked to on the phone ended up with a brand new copy of Pro Tools and several $1,000s of microphones. But what I found more and more was that the real need, the yearning out there, was to be able to record well without spending all of the big money. In order to record and record well, you need to have a way to get the information you're recording into the medium that you're recording on. Nowadays, most oftenly, that's a computer. Then you need to be able to manipulate the sound that's been recorded, mix it, and then present it in a good format. The pieces to that chain, a transducer of some sort, a microphone, and then a piece of software to host all of the recording, which we call a DAW, or a digital audio workstation. Then ways to manipulate that, whether that be rudimentary equalization or more elaborately with compression and effects. And then you need to have a way to mix that all down into a format that you can provide to your customer. Some, I guess you could call them rebels, decided that it was ridiculous to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on software. And these rebels, as I'm calling them, would just started making software that was either free or open source or available to the average person on the street. There are many digital audio workstation programs out there, and they range from moderately expensive to very expensive, with the industry standard being Pro Tools. Unfortunately, even on the best days, and getting copies that come with hardware, for the average user, you're going to be looking at multiple hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars of investment to get a digital audio workstation. Except these pioneers or rebels in this industry have started writing software that's very good and very capable, that doesn't cost a lot. One of the most widely accepted of this is a program called Audacity. And Audacity is free. It's a good program, and if you're willing to work within the limitations of Audacity, and acknowledging that it's free, you can make good to very good recordings with it. It does have its limitations, and that's why it's not my first choice, and it's not what I'm going to recommend to you. But I wanted to put it out there that it is a viable platform, and again, being free is amazing. The DAW software that I recommend to you is a package called Reaper, developed by and written by a gentleman named Kenny Gioia. Kenny has put together an absolutely amazing platform, and it's extremely affordable. A lifetime non-commercial license for Reaper is $60. Yes, that's $60 US. I think that most of us can find that. But Kenny also suggests that you download it and try it for free for a period of time to make sure that it's going to work out for you. Why I like Reaper so much is that it mimics the very high dollar DAW programs, and it's so very, very capable. And where it has its hands and fist over Audacity is that it works full-featuredly with plugins. And in just a few minutes I'll get into what a plugin does. But that's where it really parts ways with Audacity. Audacity will accept many plugins and work, but it does not accept nearly as many as Reaper does. Likewise, Reaper comes with a whole suite of plugins that can be used with your production. Well, a while back, some developers decided, hey, it would be really nice if we could add effects like reverb or compression, equalization, multiband compression, auto-tune, these sorts of things to our musical productions without having to plug into a big rack of outboard gear and have it be routed in and out of the digital audio workstation. These developers came up with software that digitally reproduces these types of effects. Similar to what happened with the digital audio workstations, suddenly we saw the world converge into two very diverse directions. One were people like Antares and Waves and so on, who developed full-featured plugins and priced them to the consumer as either a subscription model or as a buy-once model. And typically, for example, with Antares Auto-Tune, which you've probably heard about, you've got to lay out close to $1,000 just to get the plug-in and suite of plugins that goes with it so that you can have that effect. Now, what has happened that's amazing is a number of developers have come up with free plugins, all the way from equalization to pitch correction to guitar simulations. And then there's a whole plethora of virtual instruments, whether they be like with Ample Guitar. You can duplicate or emulate an acoustic guitar. There's so many keyboard plugins, sound plugins, all sorts of things, and so many of these are free just simply for download. To wrap all of that up, having a good digital audio workstation and a good suite of plugins, preferably free ones, you have the software that you need to produce and distribute really good demos. The one missing aspect is the transducer. If I need to sing or play an instrument, how do I get the sound from the instrument into the digital audio workstation? Manufacturers started offering USB microphones. And those are quite affordable and very good quality. You don't need an audio interface. All you do is plug it into your computer and enable it in your DAW, and you're able to record. So with these pieces of software, the DAW, the plugins, and a way to get sound into the computer, a USB microphone, transducer to get sound out, that being your speakers or your headphones, and then the one other factor, and that is a lot of time and effort on your part. Now, that's something that you're going to have to evaluate yourself. But when you look at studio time being multiple hundreds of dollars per hour for a good engineer and a good studio, you can see that it becomes cost effective for you to learn the basics of some of this software. Now, in the process of putting together this video, I decided to kind of challenge myself. And my thought process was this: with these virtual instrument plugins, how far could I take this? What could I do to illustrate to you guys just how powerful free is? And what I decided to do was take the old song by Tom Petty, Free Fallin', record a version of it for you as an experiment. And in this experiment, I'm only using free plugins. I'm using Reaper, which is a $60 investment, and I'm using a Blue Yeti USB microphone. The criteria also is this: although I am capable of playing every instrument that is on the original recording, I decided to really stretch and challenge myself, and I didn't use any real instruments. Everything on that recording is done with virtual instruments. I didn't even use a MIDI keyboard. So I will put a link at the end of this video so you guys can go watch that. I wanted to put it up separately so this wasn't a huge video. I just want you to know that you can put together an amazing demo, submit it, and still have money to buy dinner in your pocket. I hope this has been helpful for you. If it has, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.